So I did listen to Anti-Afro's video in regards to this federal lawsuit with Aspirin Clown. And for the sake of myself, I'm going to clear up some things. I thought about whether I wanted to do this or not, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys.
It's Black Lounge Entertainment, and the time is right with T-Pre.
So yeah, I originally had thought, that I don't know if I even wanted to even discuss this or not publicly. I actually talked about this briefly on my members only last night with my members, but I'm going to go ahead and tell my side of this story because, again, don't ever let nobody else tell your story for you, especially when they have a history of telling lies. Okay, so AAS did have a video that she posted regarding this federal lawsuit with Aspirin Clown. If you guys don't know who Aspirin Clown is, just do a little bit more research. I'm not going to put her real name on this video for the sake of this BS. But to make a long story short, I've got a couple of things that I want to clear up regarding me. Now, everybody who follows me is aware of the fact that I live in Delaware. And there's only two people who claim to live in Delaware that are actually in this sector outside of Aspirin Clown. And one of them is myself, and another one is somebody who's not a content creator. Okay. And shout out to her. She knows who she is. Either way, to make a long story short, I am the only person who actually got into a debacle, quote unquote, which was really just a simple argument with Aspirin Clown here on YouTube. And I only had one argument with her. That argument, shout out to Sector Wars, because if it wasn't for him, Anti-Afro and me would have our word against each other. Okay. But shout out to Sector Wars that he was able to clip that argument between me and Aspirin Clown. And nowhere in that argument did I say anything about slapping her or pulling up on her or anything like that. Yes, I called her the B word and all this stuff, and we went back and forth a little bit. I never told that chick I would slap her or nothing like that. So Anti-Afro basically was trying to make it seem like there was a particular person who lives in Delaware who was served for this federal lawsuit. Number one, as I've stated before in a previous video, which again, I'm not going to talk about this anymore. So you'll have to refer to this video and previous videos to get any information about it. Number one, Aspirin Clown does not have my real name. Okay. My first name, she's very close. She's off by a couple of letters. Okay. And honestly, she is very close to that. My last name does not start with a W or a P. And I don't know where she's getting that from. And I'm assuming that she's deriving it from my YouTube handle. Okay. But ultimately, I was never served any paperwork. I've never been served anything by mail. No process server has ever showed up to my door. None of that stuff. And to be honest with y'all, I'm not very hard to find. I mean, I live in Delaware. If you actually knew my real name and information, it wouldn't be hard to find me because I've been living here for some time. Okay. So I have never, ever been served anything. I never got anything in no mail. Nobody ever, none of that ever happened. Okay. So what I can think of, and the only thing I can think of based off of the emails that I had received from her is number one, I was never properly served in the first place by email. Okay. Because email, you cannot legally serve someone a federal lawsuit by email. They have to be served by mail. Okay. And I was, or they have to, you have to bring it to their location. I was never served anything. No, and that's probably because she doesn't have my actual information. Okay. Number two, all of this. So I would assume that if this was the case, and this was really true, which I haven't pulled up the paperwork, but if it was true, and this is the case, then I would assume that T-Pre would be part of this very same list of other content creators who were listed on there. And the email, through the email, they were served, quote unquote, served, and that this federal judge told them that she can't rule in the favor of the plaintiff based off of the fact that there wasn't probable enough cause for her to believe that the plaintiff was in danger enough from these content creators to start reaching into Google, reaching into Gmail and whatnot, trying to find out whether this is really true or not. Okay. So they felt like that wasn't enough. So they dismissed all of those cases. I assumed that my name would have been listed in that. Okay. Because again, I was never served anything. I was never told anything or, never got anything. And again, she does not have my real name. So I don't know what anti-Afro Svengali is trying to pull. I don't know if she's trying to like spin some type of narrative on me, but I know she's trying to reference me, whether or not she says my name or not. She doesn't have to. Everybody knows I live in Delaware, and everybody knows me and Aspen Clown got into a debacle. Okay. At the same time, the debacle was not me threatening her life, threatening to cause physical harm. And again, shout out to Sector Wars for having that actual clip of that argument to prove that. Okay. So anti-Afro, cut the cap. Okay. No judge is saying that I am on notice and my behavior on YouTube is on notice with this court. Stop the cap. Okay. At the end of the day, you are never going to silence me, sweetheart. I'm going to speak up against you and your minions if you're wrong. And you're not going to use this BS that you and Aspen Clown got yourselves roped up in together. Because yes, honey, nobody just decided to rope you in it. You were in it from the beginning. You know that. You were a part of this lawsuit and you were a part of the original lawsuit with the August Archibald BS. You and Aspen Clown were a part of that. So stop it. Cut the cap. Y'all been working together and y'all fell out. And now you got sued by the chick because she's crazy. Okay, she's crazy. You finally figured that out. But what you're not going to do is use that lawsuit to pitch back at people you don't like out here in these YouTube streets. I don't really care if you like me, but you're not going to rope me into some BS and act like I'm on notice and I'm on watch with the courts and all this other stuff. I never even got served, sweetheart. Like, what are you talking about? Stop the lies. Not only did I never get served, but she doesn't even have my real name. And I'm not going to mention that again. So again, before you decide to tell little lies and little BS to try to clap back at people that you really can't come at for real, don't do it with me, because you barking up the wrong tree with me, sweetheart, because I will expose your ass. I ain't got no problem doing that. So again, everybody check out Sector Wars and make sure y'all see the time when me and Aspen Clown got into a silly argument over YouTube, and she decided she wanted to sue me in federal court because of this argument. Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to talk about. But anti-Afro is not going to lie on me. You are not going to keep telling these lies, lady. You're not. Let me check out some of these comments. What's up, Josephine? Hey, how you doing today? The Koofy Smacker, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Who is Mr. Lucky? What's up? Hey, Living Life, I appreciate you. And Keeping It Plain, I appreciate you too. You said you said for it to be legal, you must be served by law enforcement or process server. That's the only way. Exactly. I was never served anything by no process server. I never got nothing in the mail. Nobody. And I work at home most of the time. Sometimes I go in the bank, but most of the time I work at home. So I never got served even at the office or nothing. Like, and like I said, she would have to have my actual information in order to have me served. And she doesn't have the right information. So they can stop spinning these freaking narratives. And it makes me wonder if these two bitches are still working together. I don't know, y'all. But anyway, I just wanted to clear that up on my end because, like I said, don't ever let nobody tell your story, because ain't nobody going to tell your story better than you. And that's just that. All right, so I'm going to holler at y'all later. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and peace. Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all in the clouds also, and those that will tune in for the replay. Thank y'all. Peace, y'all.